We're following two major legal developments in the political world tonight. Special counsel Jack Smith has submitted new evidence in the criminal election interference case against former President Donald Trump, while a federal grand jury has indicted New York City Mayor Eric Adams on 5 charges, including bribery. Let's bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson to give us her analysis. Jessica, good to see you. And unlike you, I am no legal expert, but this Eric Adams case seems pretty straightforward. There were foreign nationals, in this case Turkish nationals, who donated to him, which is against the law. They did it through straw donors, also against the law. And then in exchange, he is alleged to have done them a big favor, which is pressure New York City fire officials to allow a Turkish consulate, a new Turkish consulate, to open, even though it had not passed fire inspection. And am I wrong about the fact that this looks like it would be a pretty simple case for them to argue?
I think you're proof that you do not need a law degree to understand what's happening here. I mean, these accusations are frankly as old as time when it comes to public officials allegedly using their positions to enrich themselves as opposed to doing things for the public. So the story you lay out is exactly the story that is told in the indictment, that he got money that he should not have received, and that he, in response to obtaining that money, he said, okay, now I'll do you a favor. And it wasn't a private favor. It was a favor that only somebody in his position could try and give, which is, I will use the power I have as an elected official to try and move this building through for you. As you said, even though the fire department said, we're not quite there yet, this type of quid pro quo arrangement is the kind of quintessential thing that we look for when we think about public corruption. Now, in terms of, what are you missing? I think nothing other than that there is a big difference between facts laid out in an indictment and proving that to a jury beyond a reasonable doubt. And we are not there yet.
And what kinds of penalties could he be facing if he were to be convicted?
So we're talking about, as you said, a federal case, 5 counts here, 5 different crimes, and potentially decades in federal prison. This is very serious. And arguably, it's the most serious type of crime that a public official can be accused of. Again, it's taking a position of public trust and abusing it and using it for your own personal gain. And this is the type of corrosive crime, which, if proven, it's just alleged at this point, really hurts all of us. It hurts our faith in government.
With the time we have left, I want to talk to you about the new filing in former President Trump's case. The indictment was obviously sealed, so we don't know what Jack Smith's new evidence is. But what do you think the significance of this filing is? What were you looking to learn?
So we're looking, and I think Scott MacFarlane did excellent reporting this. We're looking in part to see if there's anything new. But what I'm looking at is somebody who covered the Supreme Court decision that said, yes, presidents and former presidents are entitled to some immunity from criminal prosecution. What I'm really looking for is to see how Jack Smith, the special counsel in this case, is getting around that decision, because that decision, I do think, absolutely leaves room for Jack Smith to continue with his case. But that's what I would love to see, which is he's now coming forward with factual evidence that might not have ever come to the public eye at this point. We don't know when and if it will be unsealed, but he's come forward with evidence of the investigation, trying to prove to Judge Chutkan there's plenty here that is just about private conduct, not official conduct, because the bottom line for that case is either core presidential functions or official conduct, that's off limits, that's entitled to immunity. Private conduct, go ahead and bring a criminal case.
Such a novel situation. So what happens next? Is there any possibility we see a trial before Election Day, or even another hearing before Election Day?
Another hearing, absolutely. A trial, I'm going to say no possibility. It's September 26th. The election, as we know, I think it's 40 days now. Given the huge filing that Judge Chutkan has just received, she's going to have to sift through all of this, see which allegations can continue, which will not continue. She's going to likely hold a hearing on this. There's a lot for her to go through. I don't see a world in which a trial begins before November 5th.
Jessica Levinson working overtime today with two big legal stories on her plate. Thank you so much.
Thank you.